It's another great day to be alive. Thanks for staying tuned to your station, the Africa Independent Television, and welcome to your program, Security Watch Africa. On this channel, we'll bring you that information you need to keep your life safe and secure. My name still remains Patrick Apambu. A lot has happened during the week, the last episode of this program, and we need to touch that quickly. When we talk concern issue of Nigerians and Africans, wherever it is happening, we are concerned about it. During the week, there were a lot of issues of xenophobia attack in South Africa. Today, we'll be looking at it. We'll be looking at the cause of that xenophobia attack and the solution. Like we have always said on this program, we don't sensationalize the issue. We don't try to heat up the situation. We try to look for solution to every security challenges, because what is happening there is a security and a diplomatic issue, and it has to be taken care the way it is. Already on the line with me, it's the Security Watch Africa correspondent in South Africa, is our coordinator in South Africa, talking about Ruth Denton, to tell us what is happening in South Africa as we speak, because it's reported that lives of Nigerians are being lost. Africans generally are being killed. Shops and businesses are being looted. But we need to get it the way it is so that we can move ahead. This must stop, and that is what Security Watch Africa is about. Hello, Ruth. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you, Mr. Patrick. How are you today?
Yes, I'm very well. Yes, quickly, because of time. What is the situation now as we speak in South Africa as concerns this issue of xenophobia attack?
Well, the situation currently now is calm, and I think the security people are on alert to tackle whatever is coming in at the moment. Everywhere is calm, everybody's getting back to business, but we cannot overrule what has happened. What has happened has happened. A lot of properties were destroyed, a lot of shops were burned down, a lot of people, they lost a lot of things. A lot of things have happened in the past few weeks here in South Africa.
All right. Yes, let's look at the issue, because before this started happening, there must have been the cause. There are accusations and counter-accusations. What really is the situation? What happened?
Well, we cannot pinpoint what exactly happened. The rumors been going around that a taxi driver was shot dead by a Nigerian. That was what happened. But as time goes on, a video surfaced on WhatsApp where two guys were reporting that it wasn't a Nigerian that shot dead the taxi driver. It was actually somebody from Tanzania. Now, the issue, I think it has been something that has been going on. The hatred they had for, I would say the hatred that some of the South Africans had for Nigerians, saying, "Oh, Nigerians are the top guns, they're the one causing problem," not knowing, because every foreigner that you see, you address them as, if they're not white, they believe they are Nigerians. So whatever situation happens, they say it's Nigerian. So it started with a drug war, like a guy that was selling a drug killed a taxi driver. Now the taxi drivers are the ones that they said, I quote, are the ones that orchestrated or initiated the fight.
Okay.
Escalated. Okay.
Yeah, because of time, I know that this has been going on since 2006 over there in South Africa, but it's continued because we're looking at how can this best. You are staying in South Africa for years, and how do you think this can be taken care of?
Wow, how it can be taken care of? Well, I will say it still boils down to the government of South Africa educating the people.
Okay. That
African is one. We are blacks, we are one. We should be able to tolerate other nationalities, other people coming from other parts of the country. Because in South Africa, we have Indians, we have Australians, we have a lot of people here. So the black, I think it's just a general thing, the general mindset of the people here that, okay, no, we don't want foreigners. Foreigners are taking our jobs. Foreigners are taking our women, so to say. And I keep wondering, what job do they have in South Africa that's been given to foreigners? Because foreigners are the ones that create jobs for themselves. So I think it's the security of the country that needs to lecture the people, that needs to create awareness via radio, in any other form, any way they can actually bring the information to the people, and also the police officers Because before this incident happened, I just need to chip this in. Before this incident, there was a note that was sent in circulation warning the people, the foreigners, that they should move, that they were going to start a big fight on Monday. Now everybody thought it was one of the things that comes, or one of the, and it actually happened. So now I'm saying, if the police have acted before then, I think this issue wouldn't have escalated to what it is that we're talking about now.
Okay, now steps have been taken to resolve it by the Nigerian government, and the aircraft is there to pick Nigerians who are ready to come back, and
that is correct. That is correct.
The diplomatic move is being made to be able to address this issue. And we do hope that this will bring some succor and bring a lasting solution to this problem.
We hope a permanent solution, Mr. Patrick, a permanent solution, because, you know, another note was being sent again. We don't know how true that is, that this is going to happen again.
All right. Thank you very much. For time, we need to go, but maybe next week we'll need to still go back to you to get to know the post-mortem of situation over there. Thank you very much, Ruth.
It will be my pleasure. Thank you so much, Mr. Patrick, for having me.
Thank you. All right. Yeah, that was Security Watch Africa correspondent in South Africa speaking to us on what is happening in South Africa. Yeah, yes, later on this program, we'll be bringing you the view of a South African, a human capital development specialist, to find out what really, from the perspective, what really is happening and what is the solution about that. We'll be talking to Vuyo, who is also an associate of Security Watch in South Africa, to look at just this issue, because we must solve it. Africa is one, and we must get it resolved. But before then, let's take a break. Then we'll come to you with a report. Yeah, welcome back. Yes, you know, during the week, the Nigerian army in finding solution to this issue of insecurity and how the Nigerian army can assist the Nigerian police in internal security provision. The second and the third quarter Chief of Army Staff Conference took place. Security Watch Africa was there at the opening ceremony, where the Chief of Army Staff talked about what is being done by the Nigerian Army in assisting the Nigerian police and other issues. Sit back as we bring you the report from the Chief of Army Staff Conference in Abuja.
The Nigerian Army, under the leadership of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukusu Buratai, has reiterated the desire of the Nigerian Army to ensure peace and safety in every part of the country by re-strategizing to ensure that the Nigerian Army is up to date with security challenges the country is faced with. The second and third quarterly conference of the Chief of Army Staff, held in Abuja, was another opportunity for the Nigerian Army to appraise their performances. It had in attendance all principal staff officers, general officer commanding various divisions, commanders of army formations, and stakeholders to brainstorm on the performance of ongoing operations and seek better ways of tackling the various insecurity challenges in some parts of the country. Addressing the gathering, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Buratai, charged officers of the Nigerian Army to redouble their efforts in ensuring that all parts of Nigeria are safe and that they should be guided by his vision of having a professionally responsive Nigerian Army in the discharge of its constitutional roles.
During the period under review, we will continue to provide the needed logistic support for troops. More of such supports are on their way as items procured are equally being delivered. However, we must do more to address administrative and welfare issues of personnel, especially those in operations. The Army Headquarters has therefore embarked on extensive infrastructural development of offices, training schools, and personnel accommodation. In the area of Nigerian Army projects and plans, Nigerian Army Farms and Ranches Limited is growing and will soon start making a variety of products that are readily required in our barracks.
Lieutenant General Buratai, however, commented on the Taraba State conflict between Nigerian Army and Nigerian Police Force.
Distinguished colleagues, it is imperative that we become more proactive in ensuring the discipline and professionalism of our personnel in our dealings with other agencies of government and indeed the larger society. We should all note that the Nigerian Army, as part of the armed forces of Nigeria, is mandated to support the civil authorities and the Nigerian police force in internal security operations. However, recent occurrences have shown that there is need for more reorientation on civil-military relations and inter-service cooperation at the junior cadre levels. Unfortunately, incidents such as the recent one at Ibi in Taraba State, which generated intense media comments, are not healthy for the smooth cooperation and operation of our security forces. Investigations of the incident have been concluded and decisive actions will be taken to ensure it never happens again. Similarly, the recent case of alleged rape of a lady by a soldier in 34 Artillery Brigade and the shooting of a motorcyclist by another soldier at Umokereke Ungwa community of Abia State are examples of sad and unwarranted events which we must guard against. The Nigerian Army will not condone any form of indiscipline or actions that will tarnish its good image. I hereby charge commanders at all levels to continue to educate personnel on the need to adhere to the rules of engagement at all times.
Earlier, the Chief of Policy and Plans, Nigerian Army, Lieutenant General Lamidi Adeosun, welcomed participants to the conference and noted that this is the first time in a long while that heads of various schools of the Nigerian Army have been invited for a wider reach to tap from their wealth of experiences.
It is obvious that so much has happened since we last met for the first quarter conference that was combined with the Combat Arms Training Week that held in Jaji between 23rd and 28th April this year. In retrospect, there have been widespread changes in the political landscape of our dear country and also in our operations. All these happenings have necessitated a meeting of this nature for us to review our operations with a view to fine-tuning our plans. The Chief of Army Staff has therefore graciously approved this conference to avail us all the opportunity to appraise our performance and challenges in counterterrorism and counterinsurgency, as well as other internal security operations with a view to charting the way forward.
Ernest Enuneku, Security Watch Africa, Abuja.
Welcome back. That was the report from the Nigerian Army. You can see that the leadership of the Nigerian Army is doing everything possible to ensure that Nigerian Army operate according to rules of engagement and help the Nigerian police and other security agencies to provide security. Yes, like we said, we'll be bringing to you a human capital development expert from South Africa who will be speaking to us on this issue of xenophobia attack to find a solution to it, because Africans are one and we must live in unity, but we must also be law-abiding. I have on the line from South Africa, I'm sure from Cape Town, South Africa, Vuyo in the How are you, Vuyo?
I'm very good, sir. How are you today?
I'm very good. Yes. Quickly, because of time, we're on the live program, and tell us what is really happening now. What is this xenophobia attack? A lot of people have said so many things about it that it seems that South Africans do not like other Africans, or what. What really is this? What it's all about?
I think it's a very complex issue, and for us to look at it solely, the violence, and saying it's only about xenophobia would be us really not getting to the root cause of the problem. Okay, there's
a large number of people that are fighting for limited resources. There's poor governments. There is failing provision in terms of the government. There's a rise in unemployment. All those, the combination of those things result in frustrations, and those frustrations then permeating themselves as xenophobic, as in violence against other people, where you're trying to fight for resources and limited resources, and also the ailment of the criminals tagging along and then making the situation worse, both for the locals and for the foreign people as well.
Okay. Yes. Recently, in the last 1 week or so, there were some attacks targeted on some other African countries. What really is the situation?
Maybe let me take you back on what has been happening prior to the big news of their some attacks.
Yes.
I don't know whether you are aware that at the beginning of August there was a what we're going to call a cleanup. The South African police force, 1,500 police, went to Johannesburg CBD to close up illegal businesses, take counterfeit goods, but basically do a cleanup and do a sweep. That part of town is predominantly ran, and those businesses are predominantly ran by people that are outside from South Africa.
Okay.
Those people refused for that to happen and attacked the police.
Okay.
So this is something. So it means that people are now telling there's an ego that we are supposed to do as we please.
Okay.
And not abide by the South African laws. That was the first incident. The second incident was also in August in Pretoria, where a young man by Jabulani Baloyi saw a drug dealer, was a foreign national, selling drugs to a young child, and intervened.
Okay.
On him intervening, he got shot.
Okay.
And immediately after he got shot, there was an uptake that he was a taxi driver by profession. Taxi drivers are going to clean up that part of Pretoria because they are tired of seeing the children getting into drugs. So that was actually the spark of what had happened. It started in Pretoria, directly as a result of Jabulani Baloyi's death, and then spread from Pretoria to Johannesburg on the 2nd of September in Hillbrow, Germiston, Katlehong, and Rosetteville on September the 3rd. And September the 3rd, again, what was really bad is that in Coronatia, a South African guy was shot by a foreigner in the incident. And all those, it's a combination of all those things happening that then gets people's tempers flared up and causes people to react in a violent manner.
Okay.
And
okay. No. Okay. Conclude. Yes.
And I also want us to look at the context of South Africa and the way South Africans deal with being aggrieved. If you look at the recent movement of the Fees Was Fall movement, where students were fighting for a right to free higher education, if you look at how that permeated, in that anger, the same students in the same university would burn their own school.
Yes.
So the issue of violence in expression or being aggrieved is, if I may say, typical of a South Africa. Even if you look at the strikes that we normally have when people want raises, it does permeate and the
in
anger
violence.
is displayed in violence. So
yes.
it is not, because sometimes I feel it is xenophobia. Violence is wrong, no matter who it is directed to, whether it is directed at destroying government infrastructure, whether it is directed at destroying foreign nationals' infrastructure. It is absolutely incorrect.
Yes.
But we must know that it is a form of expression, and maybe one of the other things we will address is what are the other means can South Africans have to express a displeasure.
You're right there. Yeah, because of time, we really would have loved to continue with you. But first, we need to address this. Was there any particular national, citizens of any particular country that were being targeted, or these were just random attacks?
it's hard to speak because different nationals were involved. But in the particular case of Jabulani Baloyi, and in particular in Pretoria, and if you ask anybody who's been to that area in Sunnyside, that is a Nigerian landscape, where that area is run by Nigerian drug lords. But even though that may be the case, we have law enforcement that is supposed to be doing their due diligence, and it is unlawful for anybody to take the law into their own hands.
Yeah.
It is also up to South Africans to make sure that our police officers do what they are paid to do.
Yes, you are right. You are right. I'm seriously on that note. We say thank you for joining us today. But I think subsequent edition of the program will be bringing you on to look at issues that relate to human capital development in Africa, because you have proven to be one that is quite dispassionate about getting it right in Africa. Thank you very much, Vio, for your contribution and your time.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, time is really not on our side, but you can see from our reports that South Africans themselves, they are not happy with what is happening, and so Nigerians here should not take the laws into their hands and start vandalizing and looting shops, because what you are doing is inflicting injury upon yourselves also. Yeah, but we have to quickly go to the next report that is talking about the visit Security Watch Africa had to Delta State, particularly Asaba, where the 25 base of the Special Protection Unit was commissioned just yesterday. Security Watch Africa was there and will bring you this report.
The Inspector General of Police, IGP Muhammad Abubakar Adamu, since his assumption of office as the helmsman of the Nigerian police force, has continued to increase the operational capacity of his officers and men to ensure they carry out their constitutional responsibility of protecting lives and properties of Nigerians. One of such gestures is the approval for the establishment of a Special Protection Unit base in Delta State. The Special Protection Unit, SPU, an arm of the Nigerian police force, was established in the year 2009 to provide protection services to very important personalities, VIPs, in the country. Especially with the rate of insecurity, this group of persons are usually high target for kidnappers, armed robbers, and other forms of criminality. With the approval for the establishment of the Special Protection Unit, Base 25 Asaba, on the 13th of February 2019 by IGP Adamu, and the appointment of the first female commander in charge of a base in the history of the Nigerian police force, the IGP has shown that female officers can be given equal opportunities as their male counterparts to prove themselves. At the commissioning, the Inspector General of Police, IGP Muhammad Abubakar Adamu, represented by the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of federal operations at the force headquarters, AIG Peter Ogunyowu, charged officers and men of the Special Protection Unit Base 25 Asaba to ensure that the purpose for establishing the base is achieved.
To the officers and men of the new SPU Base 25 Asaba, you are charged to consider it fit and a responsibility to always sustain the ethics of the codes of conduct of Nigeria Police in discharging your duties by avoiding illegal duties, shun corrupt practices, and any acts that is capable of jeopardizing the standard operating procedures and denting the image of the force. Observance of human rights, guided by rule of law and fear of God, must always take precedence in the discharge of your duties, irrespective of the status or social class of whoever you are assigned to protect.
The brand new base was donated by the Delta State government as part of its contribution to the protection of lives and property of Deltans. The base comprises a story building office complex, two-story building barracks accommodation, and 2 duplexes as accommodation for the commander and second in command. The state government also purchased 2 Helios vehicles for operational purposes and tiled 5-kilometer roads around the base. Commissioning the new base, the Delta State Governor, Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, represented by the Deputy Governor, Barrister Kingsley Otuaro, reiterates the state government's commitment to partner with the Nigerian police force to ensure Deltans sleep with their two eyes closed.
Today, we are commissioning infrastructural projects that reflect our desire and commitment to continue to partner with the Nigerian police force in fighting crime and securing our state. I am persuaded that these facilities will complement what the force already has on ground, as well as enhance their operational efficiency. It is my hope that the rank and file of the force will reciprocate this kind gesture of the state government through renewed commitment to their work.
It is my honor on behalf of the government of Delta State to commission this story building infrastructure for the use of SPU base 25 Asaba to the glory of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. It is my honor to commission these utility vehicles for the use of SPU base 25 for the service of Deltans and beyond to the glory of God.
The visibly elected commander of the Special Protection Unit, Superintendent of Police, ASP Temi Agbade Mwashindi, thanked the IGP for her appointment and promised to bring pride to the Nigerian police force.
My undiluted appreciation is also extended to my Inspector General of Police, IGP Mohammed Abubakar Adamu, MPM MNI, who established the Special Protection Unit base 25 Asaba, Delta State on the 13th of February 2019, and for supporting the developed role of national mechanism for promoting gender equality and empowerment of women in the force, and finding me worthy of being the first female commander in charge of a base in the history of Nigerian police force.
Oh, welcome back. Unfortunately, we won't be able to conclude that report for time because other programs must continue. But really, like you say, we can say here, the police is moving forward to ensure that women involvement in security is paramount. Kudos to the Inspector General of Police, IGP Adamu. Yes, on that note, we must come to the end of today's program. Next week, we'll bring you another exciting edition of this program. Please shun violence and crime because it doesn't pay. Until next week, we'll say bye for now and remain blessed.
AIT, sharing the African experience.
It is important to let our children know that what makes a man is not